Okay, so I'm going to show you really, really quickly how to animate those things that you've got. Okay, so first things first, here are your symbols. Now these are from a student, so thank you to Isabel. So you've done all this, you know, you've got your little symbols that are animating. So she's got one there, and she's got her city as well, which has just got a little bit of smoke happening. Okay, and they're her two symbols. So you guys will obviously have quite a few more in here. All right, so what you need to do is you need to bring in your music for one, okay, and get that ready. And then you need to start animating. So to bring in your music, you need to actually do a kind of a two-step process with these computers. So you open this program called Media Encoder, and up here in Add, you find your music and put it in there, okay? And it'll be sitting in here. And then you want to make sure this is on an MP3 and start and done. Okay, so all that's done is it's just converted my audio so it works in Flash. Go back into Flash. Okay, and we'll just find that audio, which is there, and I'm going to drop that in, and there's my audio. Okay, and so now we go back to our scene. So our scene, this area here, okay, this is the actual animation area. So I'm just actually going to do a new, actually no, I'll leave it. This is our animation area, so I'm just going to delete these because this is from the last class where I was showing them this stuff. So we'll just delete these layers. Okay, and here's your audio. So the first thing you do is you want to just drop your audio in, and then you can see it down there. Okay. So there's your audio. Okay, and it's running down there. Obviously, we've got no animation yet. Another thing you'll see too is the audio will only go as far as the last frame. Okay, so to make it easier to animate, what you do is just drag along to the very end and insert another frame, and you see that audio keeps coming across. Insert a frame.
That's a lot of frames.
Well, I'm only putting one frame in. So the reason why I'm doing this is so then I can actually see visually that entire bit of music. So now on the bottom there I can see I've got about 1 minute and 12 seconds of audio. Nice and easy. Same deal. Hit enter on that. It'll just keep playing. Alright, cool. That's your music in there, okay? And now we have it allowed, just lock that, and then we don't mess with it. Sorted. Now, let me show you how to bring this stuff in. It's really, really simple. So, let's say we want to bring in, I don't know, the first, let's say 5 seconds or so. Actually, let's just make it the first, 5 seconds. 5 seconds, down there. Alright, so you can see down the bottom, here's your time. So, as I move that across, you can see, you can see your time. So you know exactly where you're going to go. So we want our little calendar guy, we want him to be there for 5 seconds. The start of the song is talking about a guy with a calendar for 5 seconds. All right? I know it's talking about sunshine and lollipops, but anyway. So what we do is we put a new layer in, and then we just drop this. Oh, also too, if you want to change this size, change that to tiny. It's a bit easier to see. Okay, so we get our calendar, and we just drop it in here. And there it is there. Okay? And so what will happen now is that I'll just keep repeating.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows.
This is not my choice of music, this is another student. So it is. It's nice, because I do like sunshine and lollipops. And that will stay in there, okay, for the entire animation. So now we need to actually say, right, I only want this in there for 5 seconds. So all we have to do is scrub across till we get to where we want it to end. So let's just say 5 seconds. Alright, it's really simple. You right click and you insert another keyframe, and there it is there, and then you just delete it after that fact. So now it'll only be in there for 5 seconds. Simple as that. Now it's gone. Okay, pretty easy, yeah? Alright, so let's say, alright, after 5 seconds I want my city to appear. Same deal. You get your city and you drag that in, and now your city will sit there right after that frame. You can go back in and you can change the size of it if you want to, make it a little bit bigger. Okay? And the same deal. That'll stay there the whole time until you want it to go. So we want that to stay for another 5 seconds. So we scrub forward to say, let's say 10 seconds, insert a keyframe, and then what do we do after that? Delete it. Alright, gone. And so now that's there for 5 seconds and that's there. So if we play our amazing animation, this will play for 5 seconds.
Sunshine,
And now it'll play for 5 seconds.
Everything that's wonderful.
Because obviously it's fun and happy when you're building the fun. And that's it. That's how you'll drag your stuff in. Okay? So, That's step 1 for the people that have all those symbols. Step 2, obviously, is actually animating the symbols that you've dropped in as well, which you can do. You know how we said we wanted to drag from left to right? That's really easy to do. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to delete this layer here, and I'm going to start another one. So let's do a new layer. So, see you, Clay. Make sure you watch this video, Clay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just bring our calendar guy back. So what we want him to do now, we don't want him to just appear. We want him to actually go across that screen. So in those 5 seconds, instead of just appearing, he moves across the screen. So pretty much the same process. We get our calendar guy, and we drop him in at frame 1. But what we do is we just move it just off the screen so we can't see him. There he is there. Okay, then we'll go to 5 seconds, which is here. All right, we insert another keyframe, but this time we get him after we've done that and we move him over here. And so now, at keyframe 1 he's there, and at the second keyframe he's over there. And do you remember what we have to do to make it look like it's really cool? Tween it, yeah. So, like we said, old school animation, you would have to draw a frame at every single second that he moves across. We don't do that. Right click it, classic tween. There we go. And he moves across, and that's it. Now, I haven't actually deleted him now. You'll see he's just sitting there off the side. You don't have to delete these people, because this grey area here,
He's like the background.
yeah, it's like a desk. You know, whatever is not on that bit of paper, you don't see. So even though he's still there, we won't see it. So that's him coming across. And let's say, all right, now we want the city to now pass across the screen.
It's like off stage.
Yeah, yes, good. Yeah, actually, I think that's the exact term. Same deal. We get our city, all right, and then at this frame here, we place our city in off stage. We'll increase the size, and then in.
I've got more detail because from here it looks like it's.
It's just because it's pretty tiny. And at frame 10, okay, we insert another keyframe. Whoops, I've grabbed both of them. All right, let's just select that guy. And then we can move that across and do the same deal. Okay? So it's pretty simple. And then you do those classic tweens as well. That's it. So same process, except the only difference is at keyframe 1, we have him at one spot. At the second keyframe, we have it at another spot, and then we tween it between it. Now if I hit enter on that, and then he's gone. And then if we had our building, same deal. Our building would now pass across. And then this would now pass across. And then this would now pass across. Alright? So, the easiest way, because what's going to happen when you have lots and lots and lots of these symbols, it's going to start to get pretty cluttered. So, what I would do is do a new layer for each symbol. So, in the case of my city, I'm going to do a new layer. And this is how I'm going to do the city. So, instead of having it there, I'll just get rid of that guy. He's on a new layer now. I'll get my city, bring my city in. Oops. There we go. Move across. Bring my city in. There it is there. Off stage. So, insert a keyframe. There's my city. And then 5 seconds later, somewhere over here, ignore that other one. We just got to kill him. We insert our keyframe over there. Move our city across. It'll do that. Right click. Classic tween. And now our city comes across as well.
Glorious.
Pretty simple, yep? So as long as it's on separate layers, it's going to be a lot easier to track. Because now I can also, for instance, I can hide that city if I don't want it to come up now. I can lock it so I don't have to move it. So if they're on separate layers, just like Photoshop, it's easier. And now finally, our amazing animation.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what
And then the rest of your stuff comes in. Alright? And that's it. And again, if we had more time, we could obviously layer in a lot more stuff here. So while this guy comes across, we might have some buildings in the background. We might have some birds flying across. It's all a matter of just dropping those layers in as we go. And that's it. Cool, Wings. I'll come out, help you out all individually.